So I just watched the new My Little Pony movie, A New Generation, and I was actually blown away, especially because this was highly anticipated. And now that I finally got the chance to watch it, I was not disappointed at all. So let's talk about it, shall we? Hello everyone, it's the Winged Unicorn and she has flown back. So, it is finally time. The moment we've all been waiting for. The My Little Pony movie, A New Generation. And I watched it and I'm going to talk about it. Because this movie, like I said, did not disappoint me. I absolutely loved it. Of course, there are some problems that I have with the movie. But the good things that the movie offered really did outweigh the things that I had problems with it. So, anybody who is a fan of Generation 4 on My Little Pony, I really encourage you to give this a watch, because it really is worth the wait and worth the watch if you are a fan of My Little Pony to any extent. And what I'll be talking about in this video will contain spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie yet, feel free to skip this video, and I encourage you to come back, so then we can talk about it by the time you do watch it. And for those of you who have watched it, comment down what you think about the movie. Now, without further ado, let's get started on my opinion on it. So first of all, I want to talk about the overall movie's plot. So the pony activist, Sunny, basically has this dream and this vision with her father that all the different types of ponies would come together again in harmony. And throughout the movie, she finds other ponies from different types of pony kinds, I guess. She meets Izzy, then she meets Zip and Pip, and Hitch eventually comes along with them, so then they could try to find the gems of each pony kind and try to bring them together, since they believe that doing so would bring their magic together and prove to everyone that they can all be friends and live in harmony again. Now, the thing that I do have a little nitpick about this movie is that I wish it at least explained why the pony kinds basically lost faith in each other, or basically distrusted each other and basically are scared of each other. Because in Generation 4, which is canonically many generations before this movie, and we all saw how the main six in that generation, how they basically made all the ponies be friends with each other, because they're quote-unquote the guardians of friendship. And to see all of that work get thrown out of the window, it just seems like something that's like really major that I wish that they would have at least tackled in this movie to at least show why it all happened. But that's just a little nitpick. And I will give the movie credit, because at the beginning of the movie it has been revealed that when Sunny grows older, her father did pass away, and throughout the entire movie he's basically not with her, and he's only there for the very beginning when she was basically a kid. And I will give the movie credit for that, because I really wasn't expecting that, and also I just think it was kind of mature for the movie to talk about that. And in a normal kids movie, I don't think they would do that. I mean, they never really say that he died, but it's like heavily implied to the point where he's dead. So yeah. And I will also give the movie credit, because this part honestly made me tear up a bit when the main six basically came up in the first few minutes of the movie, and it honestly kind of made me tear up. So props to the movie for making me tear up in the first few minutes of the movie. So what do I think about the other characters in this movie? Well, for starters, let's talk about Sunny. Now, when I sort of went into this movie, or before this movie was even announced, or like, well, not announced, released. What am I saying? I predicted that Sunny would be my favorite character, and when I watched it, I was right. To an extent. We'll get to the extent part later. So, there's nothing wrong with Sunny. I really love her, and I think her whole personality is cute, and her whole design is cute. I really love how she like got those beliefs that her father basically like told her how the main six basically got everyone together, and it was really wholesome. And Sunny's interactions with all the other ponies are wholesome, and how she shares her beliefs is also wholesome, even though she might be a little bit too much, but that's just a minor character flaw, I guess. And even so, I still love her upbeat personality and her whole spirit of bringing everybody together. It really did show Sunny that she's really great, and I really love her for that. But the reason why I'd say that Sunny is my favorite character to an extent, and I was right to say that to an extent, is because when I saw the movie, all the characters were great. Honestly, I thought all the characters were so fun. They were great. None of them were unlikable. Well, I mean, I guess except for one, but even he didn't really bother me. We'll talk about him later. So, what do I think about the other characters? So, I really want to give Hitch a little bit of spotlight, because I was really conscious about like how they were going to handle Hitch in the movie, especially because if you've seen my Little Pony toy review that I have in this channel, like a few videos ago, so I want to update that a little bit. So I still do not have Hitch. However, I do remember that I went to my local Walmart and I saw a whole box of the main characters of the movie with all the female characters having realistic hair, while Hitch gets basically a base, like a blue base plastic thing as hair. And that honestly kind of rubbed me off the wrong way, so it kind of like made me like a little bit worried about how were they going to handle Hitch. And even in the video that I made, I even pointed out how like in the merchandise that I got at least had a little poster and Hitch was nowhere to be found. So I at least try to like collect those red flags and see if there's any more, especially in the movie, and there isn't. I think they handled him pretty well. So, but I at least hope that they'll fix the merchandise soon, and they'll probably make him, a little gender neutral for everyone. So, yeah, but Hitch in the movie was pretty great. In fact, dare I say, his lines and like his overall personality was great. It kind of really stood out to me, especially because of the performance of his voice actor, which I applaud him for that. So, good job. So, yeah, and I love his friendship with Sunny, and I love how even like Hitch is like portrayed as like so he's basically the officer chief of the town, I guess, and he's kind of cocky about it, but he still like genuinely cares about everybody else's safety, especially Sunny. And I thought that was like a good balance of him being a little bit cocky with his position, but also genuinely using his position to make everyone safe, because he genuinely does care about everybody's safety. So yeah, I really admire his personality and his overall character. So good job, writers. So Izzy is my second favorite character, because she's adorable, right? I love her, especially because of her personality, her interaction with Sunny, and their whole friendship, their whole journey. And like her voice actors was especially like really good because like they made her voice sound extremely like high and cute. So there's that, and her personality kind of reminds me about Pinkie Pie, and I like that, especially because I really like Pinkie Pie. Well, actually, I loved everybody in Generation 4, so but you know, just it's nice to see Pinkie Pie's personality, even though it's not her, it's in a different pony, but it's still Izzy was still really good, and I really loved her. Now Zip. I really like Zip, and she's actually kind of interesting as well, because the thing that stood out to me about her is her desire to wanting to fly, because a point in the movie that they make is, since all the magic is gone, the unicorns can't cast spells, and the Pegasi can't fly. Only the royal family can fly, but even then they're still faking flying, and Zip is part of the royal family, because she's Pip's sister. We'll talk about Pip, by the way, in a moment. But Zip, even though she's faking flying, she really has a desire to actually fly. And another thing that like stood out is this poster of like, it seems to be the Wonderbolts that she has in like her private area of like the castle, I guess. And the reason why that stood out to me is because I feel like she had like some admiration for Rainbow Dash, and the Wonderbolts poster basically is like a dead giveaway of that. So I'm kind of intrigued by that. So I hope in the show they'll probably like advance with that plot point. Okay, so let's talk about Pip. I don't have a problem with Pip, but like I at least like her for what we're given of her. And she's great, especially because Sophia Carson did a really good job voicing her. So congrats, Sophia. So the problem that I have with Pip is that after the scene that they revealed that the royal family is a fake and they can't fly either, she doesn't really have much to do, and that's just like a little problem that I have with Pip. Like I said, I like what we got of her. I just wish that like they would keep using her like evenly with everybody else, because after the scene where it's been revealed that they can't fly either, they just kind of seem to like make her like on a decline of a character. So yeah, but either way, I love Pip. She's great. Her design's great. Sophia's great, and what we got for her is great. So yeah. So now for the minor characters. First we're going to talk about Pip and Zip's mother, who is like the queen of the Pegasi. She's alright. She's good. She doesn't have like the most screen time, but I at least like for what we got of her. There was also Sprout, I believe that's his name. And this is the pony where I just like I don't really care about. He's not a nuisance. I just think that he's kind of like immature. But even he doesn't really disturb the movie experience for me. So he's decent, I guess. Maybe like the weakest character of the movie, but still, he's not terrible. Now to basically how they wrapped up the movie. This is the most spoilery part of the video, so if you really have not watched it, and if you made it this far, seriously, like, if you need to leave, then, go ahead and do so. So, at the very end, they got all the crystals, and Sunny realizes that they still need their Earth Pony crystal, so she finds it from her dad's gift that he gave her very long ago. And by the way, like, this is another problem that I have with the movie. Like, in the moment where, like, it seems like she was giving up, and before she found the Earth Pony's crystal, it, like, especially because the crystal was, like, attached to, like, a gift that her father gave her, I felt like that the moment should have been a little bit longer and should have been more emotional. And I just feel like that the moment we got wasn't really long enough, and it doesn't really give me a moment to basically sit there and feel something. I did feel something, but not as like long as I needed to. So that's just another complaint that I have. So I wish that scene was like a little bit longer, and the whole process of like them getting the crystals back together, I thought like the ending wasn't really like properly paced out. It was all so quick, and Sunny kind of convinced everyone that they should live in harmony, and basically was just a simple speech. Like, she basically sums up saying that it's not the crystals that should be brought together, it's us. And with that single sentence is when everybody just comes together. So I think maybe it could have been a little bit fleshed out a little bit more with that scene. Maybe make it a little bit longer, and if they had like extended runtime, I think that would have made it better. So I wish they could have done that. So then it would be a lot more emotional, a lot more earning for them when they actually do come together. However, I do really like how they brought back the whole alicorn thing, because I was actually kind of wondering how like the quote-unquote princesses of the movie didn't have both a horn and didn't have both a horn and Pegasus wings. So I was glad that they brought it back. And the whole thing with the alicorn thing basically is that a pony has to do something princess-like, and basically like do something very heroic in order to do that, and they followed that rule. Sunny brought them together, even though that process of doing so was a little bit quick. But I feel like it was really earning for at least Sunny, just even though, like I said, it was quick. So I at least applaud the writers for like keeping that whole rule of being an alicorn. So yeah, and like I said, I was really happy for Sunny because she really did earn it. And the very, very end, they kind of like had like a little, like, not really like a running jab, because like it kind of like appeared like 3 times throughout the movie, and then the last time he came up, that was the 3rd, and it basically kind of ends. So I wish basically like they would flesh out the ending a little bit more, so then everything can be like properly earned. And I completely understand why they had to keep it to only 90 minutes. Like, I completely understand that. It's just, I just wish that, you know, that wasn't a thing that they had to do, and like, if it was longer, it could have made it a little bit better, and they could have had like more opportunity, because throughout the entire movie they did have decent opportunity for everything else, but the ending is just a little bit too quick. So even with the ending, I still thought that it was good. It's just way too fast, is what I'm trying to say. Even with all my complaints being said, I still like this movie like a lot. It was definitely worth the wait. And like I said, if you are a Generation 4 fan, definitely give this movie a watch. What really kind of helped me a lot with my experience with the movie is keep in mind that this like happens many generations after Generation 4, and you should be all good, because it kind of helped me a lot to like enjoy it, and maybe even made me emotional, because especially in the beginning of the movie, like, damn. So that's my opinion of the movie. So I want to hear guys' thoughts in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Tell me why do you have the opinion you have. Tell me what's your favorite character and everything else that you want to talk about. So yeah, I'm open to discussion if you really want to discuss it, because this movie is great. It really is. So, the winged unicorn has to fly away now. See you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Bye!